What is going on, guys? We are back with another DSP video. We got quite the stories, retcons, and mind-blowingly dumb moments here. We start off a couple nights ago, and it looks like Kirk is banned yet again, but only on the He Hate Me account. This night was actually pretty funny because he spent like $15 trying to get unbanned on his several different accounts. So he paid $9 on his Better Call Death Mall account, which by the way is not banned, but that is Kirk. This is all a smokescreen, by the way. This is them diverting it so it doesn't look like Better Call Darth Maul is Kirk. So he paid DSP $9 from Better Call Darth Maul, and then several $1 tips trying to get unbanned. So we have this clip from Poems. Kirk, it's time to find another streamer to bother.
Hold on a second here. $1 tip from He Hate Me. Can I be unbanned? I didn't ban you. Why are you banned? What did you do to get banned again? Like, you get banned 7,000 times. I'm so tired of having to hear about it. What did you do to get banned now? I wasn't even, I mean, you, what the fuck, man? How about this? No. How about that? No. That's the answer. No, I'm not going to unban you a millionth time. Then he took another $1. Said, this Slayer really banned me. This hurts me in the feels. Dude. Stop. The whole stream is not about you, nor do I want to make it about you. I got shit to do. Alright? Alright. Let's split the part. When we come back, we'll continue on with this Chapter 13 plot. Okay. Time for me to stand up and stretch a bit, everybody, before we continue. Alright. Yeah, I don't even know. Like, I don't even pay attention. And I can't find, I'm scrolling up, I'm like, I can't find it. I don't care. I don't care to fucking babysit certain people and fucking act like I gotta be some kind of like a, like I'm in school and I have to like have a schoolyard monitor to see what people are doing in chat. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't fucking care to do this. I just want to play the game and enjoy. And I'm looking all the way up to like 30 minutes ago and I don't see him. So I guess he got banned a long time ago.
Kirk would continue to tip DSP trying to get unbanned. And at one point, DSP had enough, and he said, Kirk. That's right, he said Kirk. He didn't say, He Hate Me. He didn't say Ed Sheeran. He didn't say Canadian Kirk. He didn't say Better Call Death Mall. He said Kirk. He said, I know it's you. Stop it. You keep getting your accounts banned. I'm done. It's over. Like I said, this is a smokescreen. Because he's trying to throw everyone off of Better Call Death Mall as Kirk. Because that is Kirk. Imagine if he had this kind of aggression and anger towards DERICH. That would be a glorious moment. By the way, speaking of DERICH, I think about doing a new channel where it's DERICH IP Court Evidence, where I put all of his videos together just so when he eventually gets arrested, it'll all be in one place. Then DSP was desperate for support. Nobody was tipping until like the last minute. So we have this from Mary Sci-Fi, where she shows off a clip of DSP supposedly having a anxiety attack on Baldur's Gate 3.
So I'm literally terrified. I shit you not. Doing this is giving me anxiety. Like, I've actually been worried about doing this part because everyone's like, oh, it's so hard to do. It's the hardest, most annoying part of the game. You're gonna give me fucking anxiety. I already have it. It's getting even worse. I seriously don't even want to do it because you guys gave me so much anxiety about it. Right? I forgot to put the haste helmet on fucking Karlach. No, I forgot to put the haste helmet on Karlach. I'm having anxiety. I'm having anxiety. Karlach, open your inventory. I'm having anxiety.
And DSP decided to wear this to his pre-stream. And we have Rent and Liar here. Where the fuck do you shop at? This is a single mother pajama top. And we have In an Otter Place. Less than 90 seconds after coming on stream, DSP away to blow his nose. The only funny part about watching DSP react to himself playing Heavy Rain is how much he has not changed. And he laughs at all the old jokes. He says, oh, it was not a problem back then, no one got offended. And he wishes how he can make these jokes in 2024. And then he found out last night, remember the slave joke he did? Like a year or two ago? Guess what? He found out that in his Heavy Rain playthrough, he made a similar joke as well. And then laughed about it and talked about how he's not racist. You guys are racist for mentioning race.
For the record, I absolutely had no clue that joke about child trafficking was in this playthrough, but isn't it funny, 12 years later, I'm playing a game that's exactly similar to the gameplay of Heavy Rain, right? What was it called? Like From Dusk or something like that, or As Dusk Falls, I think it was called. And it was a very similar situation where there was a child in danger, and I made a joke about child trafficking, and somehow I'm a racist because the child was black. No, I'm not a racist because the child was black. You're a racist if you think my joke is racist because the girl was black, because all you see is skin color because you're a racist motherfucker. So thanks for asking me that question in the interview, you fucking asshole. Anyway.
Of course, that was a stab at the side-scrollers and Craig and Adam. Then we have this from Meow Blocked. Side-scrollers interview, debunked. Racism, debunked. Craig, debunked. You can call him an asshole and an e-beggar, but don't you dare call him a racist. He's never been racist, ever.
And now they were taking away another one, you understand?
For adoption.
Here it comes.
Or were they just selling them on the black market?
Oh! Oh! So now hold on a second here. Now I've got the evidence. I've had enough. Contact Stuttering Craig, that motherfucker, right? Who a year ago during his interview was trying to tell me that I was making a racist joke during a playthrough that I made. I literally just made the same exact joke about children on the black market in 2010, and that was 12 years prior. It's the same joke. It has nothing to do with racism. Stuttering Craig is just a fucking asshole, all right? He fucking had to pick that shit and try to pull a race card on me during an interview when it had nothing to do with reality. It's literally the same fucking joke 12 years before. I just reiterated it in a modern playthrough, and everyone said, oh, in 2022, you can't say that anymore. Well, there you go. 100% evidence, and it's with a white child, not a black child. It's the same fucking joke that I made. All right? So there you go. There's your fucking evidence. I've had enough of that bullshit.
What was the name of the foster family that adopted
You can call me an asshole. You can call me an e-beggar. You could call me irreverent. You could say that I've said awful things over the years, but the one thing you can never accuse me of is racism, because I've never been racist ever in my life. That's bullshit.
Now keep in mind, he said in this one, it was a white child on the black market, but the black child was in a slave trade. Funny how you left that part out, Phil. And then right under that, we have Dragoosum. Why did he hide these videos if it's just a joke? And then he shows a screenshot of the top 10 fan-voted racist remarks of 2010. This has got to be like someone just posted on their own like collage or website or whatever. Let's see what channel this is actually posted on. Oh, look at that, DSP Gaming. And it says 9 available videos are hidden. No videos in this playlist yet. So he had 9 videos for the top 10 fan-voted racist remarks of 2010. Wow. There's no words for that. And then that being said, post this. I've never been racist ever, quoting DSP. The picture in this tweet is a thumbnail of a vid released on DSP's own YouTube gaming channel that has since been taken down. And then he says, I promise I'll stop with the racist DSP shit, but it's too fucking funny right now. And we see a picture of a black man, and it says, top 10 fan-voted Darkside Phil racist remarks of 2010. And then Poem's Future points out what I pointed out. White girls go to the black market. Black girls go to the slave trade. Things I have learned from DSP Gaming. And we have this from Gamerface Gaming. This lie detector won't stop shaking.
Yep. This is what I've been telling you guys, is that they have flat fees for everything. And so, for example, if you send a tip to someone $5, it's not a big deal. But if you send 5 $1 tips, they take so much out of each dollar transaction that it's significantly less than if you just sent the $5 tip. Now, as someone who's supporting a content creator, you might say, well, I wanted to send 5 messages. Fine, but yeah, actually the person gets way less. And when I'm tracking tips, like right now, I'm tracking my tips, $100 I made on the stream today, right? Probably I made 92 after fees, okay? But if that was all sent with dollars, it probably would have been like 80. Seriously. So that's the big difference there. They do. Their fees tend to rack up for sure. That is definitely a true statement.
He should be grateful that he gets any money at all, but no. Guys, give me larger amounts so I get more money. Absolutely pathetic. I'd also like to point out when Kirk was doing his please unban me tips, they were all $1 tips. Then our Argentina brothers and sisters were out in force. Duty points this out. Big Ups OIC. And we see gifted 50 DSP Throwback memberships from Only Iced Cuck. And we see Fox Mulder became a member for a month. 2 alien emojis and says, the truth is out there. And then what will be described as nightmare fuel. Phil as a human thumb. The truth is out there. It's always funny when he gets wailed out. He talks about how he's profitable. He's making money. He's in a good spot. As soon as he has a low supported stream, guys, I don't know if I can do this. It's ruining the business. If it keeps going like this, I won't be in business. It's funny how his narrative changes based on how much money he gets. So we have good chemicals here. Darkside Phil admitted he's making bank begging online.
Chat says, my suggestion is for you to get a job. What do you think I've been doing right now? I've already raised $95 on a podcast. I'm about to do 2 shows today. I'm making ad revenue on everything I do. I'm pretty sure I have a job. It's a profitable one too. Just for the record. Just because you don't agree with it or you're not happy about it doesn't mean it ain't a job. It's definitely a job. That is correct. That is correct, Skiznolin. It is definitely a useful, interesting business. It's fun. It's fun doing what I do. Even with all, I'll still stick to my guns. Even with all the crap I go through and all the stress and all the nonsense from all over the internet, it's still very fun to do what I do. I love this job. It's the best job I've ever had. It's the only job that I've actually felt like well utilized and well appreciated, you know. Again, it's awesome being your own boss. Imagine working at one of these game companies. Imagine working at Toys for Bob and being told you're making Call of Duty DLC for 3 years and then you get laid off. Right? What the hell kind of life is that? It's awful. So I'm happy that I'm in a situation where I'm the boss. I control stuff. You know, it's awesome. And again, the fun and positive conversations, interactions we have every day, it means the world to me. It makes me love what I do and want to come back. I love the variety of stuff we're doing. You know, it's excellent. I received a $5 tip from an...
Then we have this here. So this is a suggestion for Phil. My genuine advice is to start considering an exit strategy. I know it's uncomfortable to see the downward trend, but it is the reality. I don't think you will find a gimmick that will suddenly stop the downward trend or reverse it. I know it's uncomfortable to think about having to quit your comfortable YouTube job, but trust me, it's going to get much more uncomfortable to be forced to stop doing this without a plan. That's some good advice. I agree with everything there. Now we have OP Boone. So if anyone who doesn't know this person, this is his head editor. This is the person that gives him suggestions, edits his DSP Throwback, does the AI stuff, does his shorts for him. Also the guy that's stealing cutscenes from people. So remember, this is his #1 lackey right here. I believe this is a solid suggestion. Having a backup plan is always smart. It's important for him to explore alternatives now, especially with recent concerns about carpal tunnel. Preparing now can alleviate future stress. Personally, I suggest he consider expanding into covering game news in a more comprehensive manner, creating separate videos that are easily digestible for a wider audience. Then we have BITW Awesome. Get a job. I can debunk part of this is like in the DSP interview. And of course, DSP didn't like that. Cream in a second here. Best suggestion from the suggestion box ever made. Consider an exit strategy.
Right? Okay. Here's a great one. My genuine advice is to consider an exit strategy. Okay, here's my exit strategy. Okay? I'm going to click on your name. And I'm going to hide this user from my channel. There's my exit strategy. I exited from having to read your stupid comments. Okay, let's continue. I exited very fast. I didn't waste any time on that one. Okay, let's continue.
The Nerd Brew pointed this out. DSP has a fade because he saw LTG with a fade. Prove me wrong. Of course, remember, LTG told him, work on your sexy. So he has OP Boone and his other editors working on the Fallout 3 playthrough on the Darkside Phil channel to quote-unquote remaster it and put it on the DSP Throwback. So basically what he's doing is taking the videos that are not monetized on Darkside Phil channel, put them through AI, and trying to monetize them on DSP Throwback. And we have this from Gout. DSP yelled at chat because they said scrubbing audio from Fallout 3 is bad.
So, there you go. By the way, Nick says scrubbing the audio is worse for everyone but you. Nick, what is better? Being able to watch the playthrough or having a blocked video? What a stupid thing to say. It's not better for me. You want to listen to and watch the video, correct? You don't want to sit there with a muted video or a video that says not available in your territory, do you? I didn't make the music rules on YouTube, okay? So, wake the fuck up. What a dumb thing to say in my chat. How is it better for me? My original playthrough is already live. What are you talking about? Boy, you're dumb.
Now, it'll be interesting if he keeps the playthrough up on Darkside Phil channel and puts it on DSP Throwback, because YouTube could detect that as reused content and possibly demonetize the whole channel DSP Throwback. And then DSP kept getting the same suggestions. Shorten your podcast, shorten this, shorten that. Get the blow it out. And the whole suggestion box is, tell me how good I'm doing, and if you have any suggestions, fuck off. So we have this from Pullman's Future. You can still have your news segment and filler day off stuff, Phil. Nobody asked about the 20 to 30 minutes you waste on self-promotions and schedule talk every single day. My dude, you're begging these people to talk most days just to fill out the podcast. Yeah, he has this really weird thing where he'll do the daily wrap and then recap the daily wrap on the pre-stream and then recap that at the end of the day. And then Rent and Liar points out Phil's lies about not being able to pay an editor. Dude racks in 120k yearly. He will still look into the camera and say he cannot afford to pay an editor. You got 200k debt relieved. Where's all the money going? 5k a month business expenses can't pay an editor? Remember in the last video, he's talking about how Nintendo Switch is a kid's toy. And they make stuff for kids. Well, guess what? Less than 24 hours later, DSP now wants to do a Mario game tier maker. Then we have this from Gout. Listen to DSP retcon this. Now DSP regrets both him and Cap buying the deluxe editions of Like a Dragon. You see that? Two different versions of the deluxe version. The game screwed him because the extra content he got was boring. Remember, this entire thing was for Phil and Kat to play the Donko Island and speedrun playing it?
David H says, do you regret buying the deluxe edition of Like a Dragon as you didn't use much of what you bought? Yeah, this is a case where basically buying the deluxe edition, all right, gave me a lot of stuff that on paper, on face value, it looked like I was going to get use out of it. But once we actually got into the meat of the playthrough, you realize no. Like, for example, they gave me a whole bunch of crafting items for blacksmith stuff. But what you don't know is that you can't actually do anything with it but use it to craft an item. Like, for example, in the game, you can take lower level crafting items and combine them into higher level ones. So now when you get better weapons, you can still use your lower level crafting items. You can't use the pre-order crafting items like that. You can only use them on a weapon, period. So by the time I even realized I had them, I go to use them and they're worthless. They can only be used on a low level weapon. Well, that sucks, right? The Sujimon stuff. Let's be honest. The Sujimon plotline is very similar to the Dondoko plotline. It's just a side thing if you want to do it. It has nothing to do with the plot, and you can skip it entirely. I've literally not done a single Sujimon battle besides the tutorial one, and I'm at the end of the game fine, no problems, right? Now, apparently I missed out on one job class, but does it matter? Or at the end game, I'm doing fine, you know? So you don't even need the Sujimon stuff, right? The Dondoko stuff, there was one point in the game where it makes sense to do it. I did it then to get some money to advance on and get the items I needed to basically kind of coast through the rest of the game. It worked. But you don't even need to finish Dondoko Island. There's no point. You get one superpowered attack that you don't really need. So, basically, yeah, I would say this. That most of the premium content is pretty worthless in the game. The only thing I've used are the two jobs. The linebacker and the tennis ace. I've maxed the tennis ace, and I've had linebacker with 2 characters, and it's pretty good. So in that regard, that I did get some use out of. But outside of that, I don't think I've used anything else in the premium edition. Someone was even saying that, like, the other content you get is another optional dungeon. Like, once you've beaten all 3 levels of the optional dungeons in the game, then I guess you get another level of the optional dungeon after the fact if you got that version. But I'm not gonna do that. Like, what's the point of that? If you've already beaten the game, what do you need the optional dungeon for, right? So, yeah, I mean, again, this is another case where I said, I'm going to get the best version because I think I'm really going to like the game. And by the way, I do really like the game, but I kind of got screwed out of using that content. There really was no use for it. Dondoko, not really. Sujimon, no, don't need that. And, you know, I spent a lot. I think it was like $40 more, too. And I think I could, if I just spent like the $10 more to get the middle version, I would have gotten the linebacker and the tennis ace still. So really, I just spent a lot more for no reason. I didn't get, again, the real reason I did it, I thought that Dondoko Island was going to be something significant to the game, that you would definitely want to do it, and that we would do it co-op, you know, my wife and I. And then once we found out, literally once you get your first big payout, there's no reason to continue with it, and it gets boring. Like, we were like, well, that sucks. There's no point in doing it, right? So, yeah, that was really the reason I spent the money. And, I mean, my wife also got the better edition of the game, and she also said, yeah, I didn't really use anything. It was pretty much a waste of time.
Remember, DSP is always ranting about people getting deluxe editions, spending money on stuff they shouldn't, early access editions, and here he is consuming. And not only that, he didn't buy one deluxe edition, he bought 2 deluxe editions, one for him, one for his wife. Reminds me a lot of the Street Fighter 6, buy it on different platforms even though it's cross-platform. And battle passes for both. That was such a weird time. So if you guys like that, click that like, share the video, leave a comment below, hit subscribe to my other channels on the details of the end cards, and as always, hope you're all safe, healthy, and happy. I love each and every one of you. Peace and love.